Hi, I'm Eshan.
Hi, I'm Kolitha. We are from Vivid Motions Pit Pass and we are going to talk to you about our passion for Sri Lankan motor racing today on Kindness.
Pit Pass, beyond the track.
Our mother company is Vivid Motions, and Pit Pass is sort of another wing of it that's dedicated for motor racing. We started Vivid Motions for like 2009. It's been 10 years now, but Pit Pass we started last year, like few months back. But we've been covering races for like last 6 years, almost 6 years, internationally and locally.
See, the whole idea behind Pit Pass was there's so much that Sri Lankan audience or the global audience don't see what is behind the curtain. What they see is just, fast cars running around the track and drivers coming and being glorified at the podium. But the situation or the programming that goes behind, the preparation that goes behind in terms of production, from the camera crews, the team, the racing team, the drivers' preparation, all those things are not captured. So why we wanted Pit Pass to go was to actually make a program that will bring an insight to the Sri Lankan audience about that aspect of racing, so that people can get more understanding towards the sport and see how it's better done.
So as I said, we've been covering all sorts of productions, but when it get to racing, Kohli was always there. For like 10 years he was a marshal, he worked as a marshal, and he was in and out of the tracks locally. But for me, I was never a racing fan, but like I have this, I really love driving. I drive fast also, so I thought I'm the guy, like I am a fast driver. But when it gets to racing, it was an accident. I got into racing, for like coverages.
Coverages, yeah.
I started with, it's an honor actually, I started with this Dilantha Malagamu. The credit goes to Manuranga Wijayasekara, as you all know, the TV host and the lyricist. Manuranga once came to me and he told me that he is going to do this program called Racing Life with Dilantha Malagamu, and he wanted me to do the production. So that's how I got into race coverage. That's how I got to race coverages. So at the beginning, I did the post-production only. Like we handled the entire post-production of Dilantha Malagamu's world tours. And little by little, I got involved with the shooting as well. Then only I got to know how and what it takes to be a racing driver, and like what it takes to do a production in a racing track and all that. Then I saw the effort, because for me myself, I thought I'm the driver but when you get into a track, the effort that they make, the
science
and the effort, it's purely effort. How it's not just going fast, there's a lot of things that can go wrong, right? You have like very limited control in you. It's only you, because you're dealing with a machine and you're dealing with some other
terrain,
fast cars around you, so there's not can go wrong. Then while I was shooting, I shot everything possible that just for my reference, I shot everything that comes to me. So when on the editing table also, when we refer the footage, it just hit me, why not we show this to the world, because even in Sri Lanka crowd, the audience are there for fast cars. They love to see the action and thrill, but why not we show them what it takes to get there and how hard they work and the families. It's one of the riskiest sports in the world. Like you risk your life literally. So that's how it's inspired me to start this Pit Pass.
I was involved in racing for since about 2008, more or less as a trackside marshal. Then moved into doing the start line, working with the start line, and I had the privilege of working with some of the Sri Lanka's best past racers, veterans, and current racers. So the technicalities were understood by me very well, but still, I never, because of that technicality, I never got the time or the space to enjoy the race or to enjoy the sport from an audience perspective. So it was very refreshing and a very different change of pace for me to get involved with pit pass, because it was the same technical knowledge, but then I'm looking at it from an audience perspective. So it was interesting, and suddenly I'm the spectator, not an official. Suddenly, like, I don't see drivers listening to me. Suddenly, like, I'm the person who's like, yeah, my drive is gonna win. So it was a very different change of pace, and I loved it, because every second on the track we were not worrying when there's going to be a crash, when am I going to get the flag out, when am I going to get the lights out. No, this time we were worried about, okay, how fast can my driver go beat the next guy, how fast can we go and get the next shot. So it was a completely different aspect of the same thing I've been doing for leisure for about 11 years. So I guess that has been my inspiration to be in pit pass and to actually help Eshan, because to be honest, it was all him. I just said yes. I just wanted to tell you. Every single time he calls and says, "Machan, shall we do this?" I'm like, yes, okay. That's my only contribution to pit pass. But it's different, because I'm not from a production background. I don't shoot. Still, I just go to the track and stand and hold a GoPro and try to get a couple of footages in. But that's the max I can do. But the veterans, Eshan and our production team, we also risk our lives. Right? These guys, especially these guys, also go behind, go onto the track, and they also risk their lives to get the footage in. So that part of the sport is what we want to bring to the people. So tell them, okay, this is not necessarily only about fast driving cars. There's a lot of science behind it. There's a lot of so much. There's something called racing lines. All these things we got to know once we got involved in the sport, right? You don't know. You think, okay, you can just go at 100 and take a sharp right at the going speed. You don't know. You need to angle your car to a certain level. So much technicalities. Once we got to know, it was fun. So that's how my contribution works to the business, and how we actually got inspired to work with Pit Pass.
When it comes to technicalities from our end, we just learned it the hard way. Actually, there was no reference as such. We had to do it, get it wrong, and then
we had to trial and error a lot. So many broken GoPros.
We have a lot of GoPros in the process. So it's all about it's all about equipment as well. You have to rely on the equipment a lot. So normally we use 5Ds as the main camera, because it's in good quality, and it's easy to move around. It works well.
It's functional,
and because it's
move around, mobility.
Main concern is to move around in the track without bothering the marshals, without bothering the drivers, because apart from getting the shot right, we have to pay a lot of attention to the track, to respect the rules and the regulations, and respect the marshals and everyone, because they can't be bothered about us. They have to do their job. So it's getting it right in the perfect way, that it's the best way we can. So that, and we have a lot of action cameras. Whoever the driver is, we make sure we have at least 5 to 6 action cameras, and a lot of long lenses as well, because that's also to stay away from the track much as possible, because we don't want to trouble anyone. So by using long lenses, we are okay to get the shot, but it's kind of, from our end, it's very tough because these are like fast moving cars. You can't play around with long lenses. Split second and it's gone. So that and audio.
It's a very challenging task
Challenging.
as well, because
Definitely.
you have to, you're equipping gears, especially when you're working with the riders.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a completely different task, because you're suddenly mounting your gears, action cameras onto the helmets, and it's on the open, right? It's on open, so you, like, completely away from the traditional way of producing, I'm assuming, because our format of racing is also completely different to the world. So you need a completely different setup of equipment, technology, and also a set of lunatics, I guess, to risk their equipments to that level and get it done. And I guess again that is something my partner does very well, because he just wants to get the job done at the best optimum possible. So we've been
At that point, we are not bothered about the equipment, but after the race we're like, crap, we crashed it. But at that point we don't really think about the equipment, we just want to get shot properly. So as you told, like riders are the difficult ones.
because we are the outsider to the active competition. We are the outsider, so we can't expect them to accommodate us. We have to make do with what we have, but also it's our job to risk it or not. So it's our decision. Okay, are we going to risk our equipment? Because it's the job quality what we want. So if you want to stay out of the way and harming from your equipment, you can by all means not do it. But again, the quality of the product will be compromised at the end of the day. So since we are coming into the picture and trying to impose something else on the people who are doing in the active competition, we have to take that chance, I guess.
We have to, and I think I've worked in few foreign productions as well as a service provider, as a Sri Lankan producer and all that. So there I saw there are like a guy for GoPros only, and he just bothers about the chip. So he doesn't bother about the camera at all. So I've seen it, but we can't do it. It's expensive, and over here you can't do it. But that actually
GoPro, if you are watching.
Whatever the actual camera, they're bothered about the footage. So I've seen it, and I don't like, okay, now that's how the world works. They're worried about the footage, not the camera. So it was in my mind anyways, like in the last Wallaby race, we had one on top of Eshan's car, and for the first time, I don't know where the car toppled on the GoPro, but luckily GoPro was saved, and the footage, most importantly, footage was there. So it's like that, so you can't predict anything. It's a really unpredictable sport, and our job is to get much as possible from it.
not a driving factor when it comes to us, obviously, because we are driven by what we have been doing. Vivid Motions, because Eshan left a well-paid, good established job to set up Vivid Motions in 2009, and it has been not a joy ride, but it has been a good ride.
Again, we enjoy whatever we
It has been a good ride. So that has been the secret against the success of Vivid Motions also, and for Pit Pass to be a motor-based brand within a very short time. So I guess it's not, if you don't love what you're doing, especially when you're doing something like this, you just can't manage in Sri Lanka or anywhere in the world.
These are like hilarious people. Though they're very tough and very focused on track, the moment they remove their helmet, they're like insane, like hilarious. So they're, especially Dylan Taya, you can't actually, sometimes I doubt, like, am I with Dylan because he's that funny and he's that humble. Especially when you're traveling with him, he's one of the humble persons. Like, I've never seen a humble person like that actually, to be very honest.
Radio check. Radio check.
I can hear.
Great start by the drivers who started in front of Dilanta Malagumawa Mua in the blue Lamborghini, because he tore through them. Started on row 7 and up to 7th place, so he's made up positions on half the field already, as do Malagamua and De Tavernier behind in the 2 Lamborghinis. Dilanta Malagamua in the blue Lamborghini ahead of Angelique de Tavernier. Here comes yesterday's race winner, Denis Remeniako, down the inside, overruns turn 10, and through again goes Dilanta Malagamua. Oh, and that was very clumsy by the Mercedes driver, completely unnecessary.
Ashanaya's glove came off in Gunners 2019 while he was driving, while he was turning. The left glove caught with the right hand and it came off. And for like 1.5 laps, he was just trying to put the glove on while racing. We didn't see until we came to the editing table. For us, like, if it was me or you, I would just throw away the glove and just continue. He was driving and he was racing and he was leading the race while he was putting the glove, and I think Kazala was like ha 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 ha.
once Eshan was in, when did the fuel incident happen on Dilanta's car?
Yeah, in
France?
Misano,
So
Italy.
that incident kind of shook us even back in Colombo. Even now when you're talking about it, it gives you goosebumps. Something really sad happened when Dilanta was driving and the race engineer got the fuel calculation wrong.
Oh, he was overall third. Overall, like
Championship
becoming overall third of that race is like pretty tough. And just about 1.5 laps before finish line, the car stopped actually. The car stopped without fuel because she got the calculation
Yes.
wrong. And I was at the radio also because with Ashan, Dilanta was screaming his lungs out, like he was that mad, that sad, because for 45 minutes he was driving and it's just 1.5 laps left and he was placing third overall. For us, we were like
And it was devastating.
devastated.
All of us. Money wise, as this was what we do behind all this big pass and all the racing coverage and all those things. Anything we have done so far, I think we have had fun most of the time, like all of the time, be it an event that we do or a production or even getting behind track and getting on track and getting wet, and like we go to some tracks, we are like dried like dry fish at the same track, same day, we are wet, soaking wet in the evening. Right? So if you don't enjoy those things, you just can't. You just can't do it, because end of the day, whatever happens, if you don't love what you're doing, there's no point of it. So I'm also telling, I mean, Sri Lanka is the only country maybe where the race organizers spends for the coverage with the media. So we are completely trying to go on the opposite direction and get people to understand there's so much to offer when it comes to motorsport, but we are not reaping the full benefits. Right, so why we are doing it is also for people to see that what exactly is that, because it's a very closed sport. It's a very closed sport. Up to this date, we are getting how many inquiries of how to get into the sport, and the sad part is they don't have people to go to. Today, if I want, or you, any of y'all want to start racing, y'all don't have anybody to go and ask, how do I get into motor racing? There is no way. There is no proper channel. Like if you want to play cricket, okay, you can go and join an academy, get a coach and start cricket, but not motor racing. So that is a sad situation. So if you want to get into something like that, you must completely love the tough times that comes along with it, because if not, it's difficult.